on the Wado Radio Show.
Of course, it's DJ Wado. It's the Wado Radio Show. It's more than music. It's ministry. WadoRadio.com, of course, online. Listen, man, we got a dude. I mean, there's no other way to put it. This dude straight on 2014 on the production tip. You know, and he's great at what he does, man. We got
Gawvi, get him.
On the line with his Gabi. What up, bro?
What up? What up? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm chilling, brother. I'm chilling. Excited to talk to you, man, just about your process and your story. And I just gotta I'm a fan of people that just do things in excellence.
Yeah.
And dude, you were crushing 2014. It was like every big record we played on the show.
Wow.
Most of them were produced by you. Real talk.
Wow, it's an honor to hear from you, because you definitely have a lot of history as far as in my book. Just knowing how I grew up in Christian hip hop, you know, hearing your name all around different areas means a lot coming from you. You know what I mean?
Hey, bro. I guess real to recognize real, man. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, man.
Yo, I got a question. Are you from New York?
I am originally from Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus,
I
Ohio.
moved out here like about 11 years ago. Yep.
Oh, okay. Because I forgot how I found out or something, but somebody had told me that you live in New York. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm in. I live in Newark, man. That's how I ended up at the listening party with you and Trip.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I got to see you out there. That probably added on to it.
Yep. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was a really dope event, bro. It was good to just kind of hear the two of y'all talk about the creative process for that album, man.
Yeah, man. It was fun going to that event. I really enjoyed the one in Atlanta a lot, though. That one was like, wow. As far as the way it was set up.
Y'all got to work out the kinks in New York. It is.
Yeah, the day we went there, something about, I think, Obama or somebody in the political world was over there.
Obama was at the UN that day. I remember.
Yeah, we had to walk from our hotel to the event because like the whole street was just blocked, and we couldn't even take a taxi, nothing. So me and Trip were just running to the event mad late.
Man.
Yeah.
Was that you know what's interesting, man? You're one of the few dudes in our scene that I would say has produced several full albums for people.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, you did several for Rima Soul. You did most of the DJ Morph International album. Yeah. And obviously, you know, the Trip Lee Rise, man. And a lot of producers, man, like that's like a difficult task, man. How do you approach those, you know, doing a full project with an artist as opposed to just kind of, you know, one-off singles and that kind of thing?
Yeah, a little bit about myself. I grew up in the era where like producers were actually like real producers. Not that producers nowadays aren't producers, because you still got...
They beat makers. You can say it. They beat makers.
No, but we still got a couple like that are like, wow, you still established your own, you know? But I grew up with like listening to Timbaland, the way he crafted his own sound. Kanye had his own sound. Pharrell had his own sound at that time, you know? And when I would listen to different drum kits, you know, you were able to tell, oh, there's a clap from this dude or that dude. You know, studying a lot of that stuff and even going in detail with like Pete Rock or just all these amazing producers I got to grow up with, you know, like in 90s and early 2000s. You know, I had that desire to be just like them. So Rima Soul was one of my, you know, the first people to pick me up and, you know, do more than just do music. They mentored my life when I was a teenager.
Wow.
But yeah, I was able to establish, you know, learning how to do all that with them. And I messed up a lot, but I was still learning. And they were able to, like, you know, help me grow in those areas. And then DJ Morph was the second person to give me the opportunity to do international. And that was crazy. So I think, you know, being at home base in South Florida when I was growing up as a teenager there, a lot of those people that were involved in Christian hip hop, they really helped mold my career and help me understand what is, you know, recording, what is Pro Tools, what is all these type of things, you know?
How old were you when like Dope Beats Good News International, if you don't mind me asking, how old were you in that time, man?
When I did Dope Beats Good News, I was probably 16.
Wow, because that's 2008, right? 2008, 2007, 2008, around there.
I don't remember. It has to be probably 2007.
I know International was 2008. Yeah.
Okay. So 2007 when it released for Dope Beats Good News, but in the process of it, it probably took like a year or so.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. And so that was kind of like your break, right? Like you had done, I'm guessing you probably done other stuff locally, and that was kind of like the first.
Yeah, everything was locally at first with Rama Soul, DJ Morph, and then my first introduction to, I guess, main Christian hip hop was R. Swift. He was traveling a lot to South Florida at that time doing shows, and I was a huge fan. And I got to connect with him at a show, and from one thing led to another. I got to produce on, I think his album was called Revolutionary something.
Theme music.
Yes. That was a good album back then. I'm telling you, I grew up in the time when Cross Movement, Tunnel Rats, all of them. Like, it was, I love that era. So, yeah.
Yeah, that Revolutionary theme. What record, do you remember what song you did on there?
I did two. I don't remember the names though. I know one was about his wife. It was
That's
a while
how you
ago.
know you did a lot of records.
Ah, man. This dude.
That is funny, man. What made you want to start producing, man?
What made me want to start producing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in a family that, sang and played instruments. My father played the trumpet. Both my mother and my sister used to lead worship at church. So just seeing that really made me, involved with music. I got to play the piano when I was younger and found out on my little piano thing you can make a little beat loop while playing the keys. So that sparked something in me. And then in 9th grade, one of my friends told me I can make my own beats on this program called Fruity Loops. One thing led to another. I was like, I'm addicted. Like, I just love music. So
yeah,
I did that.
So you started on Fruity Loops. You don't still use Fruity Loops though.
Nah, I was a hardcore Fruity Loops. Like, I will never retire this. And then I think like 2 years ago, I just went all out on Logic, and I fell in love with Logic, the program. But Fruity Loops definitely has an amazing place in my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I think of Fruity Loops, I always think of Alex Medina, man, because I know he go hard. And Ninth Wonder was rocking on Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
Too, I think.
I actually brought Alex Medina to the dark side. I brought him to the Logic world. He's been messing around with it now.
Oh my goodness, you done pull Alex off of Fruity Loops?
Yup. Hey, and he's killing it. I think you guys probably get to hear some of that in Andy's project when it comes out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, walk us through, man. I know this is a question a lot of people would love to hear the answer to, and that's what's the creative process like for some of these artists? Like, you've done records with Lecrae, Andy, Social Club, Rima Soul, Tadashi, Trip, and obviously all of them have their own, their own differences, man.
Yeah.
But man, just what's that creative process like with some of those guys?
Well, each artist is like different. So with me and Trip, we have a great relationship because we built a lot when we both used to live in Memphis for a little bit and worked on the Reach back in I think that was 2007 or no, 2008 maybe, around that time.
Yeah.
So whenever I work, I can make a beat in front of him. But then there's certain artists that I just can't make a beat in front of. I'm like, hey, let me just have a second and I'll call you back inside the room. And then, there's other people that, well, here's my number one thing. I can never email a beat. I hate emailing beats. Like, I can't do that. It's just the worst. I feel horrible. I have to do a presentation. I have to bring you inside the studio. You have to come sit down. I have to give you my whole vision. Bing, bang, boom, boom, there. And then it works. So mostly all the time.
Vision.
Yeah, mostly all the time. I have to tell Cray or one of the guys, and they're like, here goes G again. He's gonna present something. So that's how I show my beats. But the emailing things, I can't do that. But it works for some people, but it can't work for me.
I got you. So basically, what you're saying is, if cats want to work with you, they gotta come to you to work with you to the studio.
Yeah, a lot of times, like the way I work with people, if it's somebody new, I would have to like build a relationship with them somehow. I haven't done well like connecting with somebody on Twitter or Facebook. But yeah, I always have to like visually be there one-on-one with somebody.
Wow, so this is really like a personal a personal process for you, man, because most cats is just like, yo, let me just make some beats, put them on a beat tape, email them out. Like, I've heard crazy stories like artists having 3 or 4 artists having the same beat, thinking they both gonna get it right into it, and then the producer got to go back like, well, such and such started doing it, and you're like total opposite of that.
Yeah, I've went through that road, and that's why I'm not doing it no more. It's the worst. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, there'll be a few times where, like a friend of mine will be like, hey, I really want you to check out this dude, and he got a lot of talent. Please, like, email him a beat or something. I'll check out some people, and sometimes I'll be inspired, and I'll email a beat to them because I don't have access to be in the same state as them. But that's like really rare. So
that's good. That's good. Have you ghost produced in the past?
Ghost produced? No. I don't think I have a desire for that. Ghost producing, maybe. I don't know.
I know a lot of cats do it to try to come up. I was thinking maybe in your come up time,
My come up time? Nah, I never did it.
Yeah, never did it.
Nah.
I got you. Are you competitive with other producers?
I think in a healthy way. Like me, Alex Medina, we've always had a healthy, competitive, way of going about each other. Because that's the way we started off in our relationship. A lot of people don't know this, but the way we first met was one of our boys, Jeremy, introduced us both to each other. And at that time, Ninth Wonder was like both of our like favorite dudes of the way he would chop up samples. And we would go on this, the old AIM Insta Messenger, on AOL. And we would go, he was in New York, I was in South Florida. And we would aim each other a sample, and we would have to make a beat within like 15 minutes of whatever sample Jeremy would pick. And we would see who did the best. That's what we would do when we were younger. So It's always been like a fun thing for me and him to like compete. But then there's some people that I don't think it's a healthy thing to have a competitive, mindset with them.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. Did any of those little battles end up becoming songs?
I don't think so. I don't think they ever went out because they were like, you have to make the beat in 15 minutes. So I'm sure in 15 minutes it's not gonna be something phenomenal. Maybe Alex did. Maybe Alex sold it to somebody. I don't remember.
Yeah. That's funny, man. That's funny. I remember there was like, I don't even know how to describe this, but there was like a period where I think people were saying like you were like done with Christian rap.
Yeah.
This might have been like 2010-ish, 2011-ish, somewhere around there.
Right. Yeah. And
what was that about, man?
Yeah. So in that time of my life, it was really hard for me. I think I was 18 years old. My parents had just divorced, and I came from a background where my dad was a pastor, everything. So I just questioned everything. Wow. And I really hit rock bottom with a lot in my life around that time period. Especially the way Christian hip hop was going too, like behind the scenes stuff that were happening. For me, I was like, my heroes are falling down, or Why are they splitting up or something like that? So I went through a lot of, questionable moments, and I think a lot of people can relate where as far as 18 to like 24ish or 25, you're really figuring out how to become a man, So a lot of times, you're testing a lot of different waters, and some people don't have to test certain waters, but I went through a lot during that time from 18 to, I would say, 23 or 24ish, where I was just really not in tune with a lot of things, and I wish I can go back, but it definitely built me into the man that I am now,
Yeah. That's deep, bro. That's deep.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. I tell people this all the time. Like, obviously you being a producer and kind of doing things at the level you're doing it at, you're a public person, and you've been a public person for a while, even if you didn't really want to be a public person. You know what I mean? And so a lot of times, public people go through things that normal people go through, but because you're a public person, a lot more people see you going through these things as opposed to, normal people that, maybe you work at a bank or you're a student or something, and people don't see that stuff, man.
Right. Yeah, I agree. It's different being on this side, as far as, the public eye, and trying to explain certain things to people of, hey, this is why, and then taking it to a different story where like, no, why? You're supposed to be perfect, Especially with Reach, man, I feel horrible sometimes of what they go through. Like, they really just, I'm encouraged of how they handle a lot of things where they get bashed all the time when it's not even what it is,
Yeah. It's good, man. Your name.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put your old name out there because I know you hate that. But and I would be 100. I didn't realize I had your number. I had it saved under your old name.
Wow. Okay. Let's just get it out there. Let's just get it out there. They used to call me G Styles. There you go, G Styles.
Where did is Gawvi like your real name, or where did that come from?
Yeah, so when I was, getting back into the music industry and stuff like that, I didn't want to go back as G Styles anymore because, generations were changing, music industry was changing, and G Styles just sounded so, hip hop, the metamorphosis, the prophetic, some. So I wanted to just be me, and a nickname that my family always calls me is Gabi, which is like a Spanish way of saying Gabriel, in a nickname way. So there you go, Gabi.
That's dope. There you go. Let everybody know the personal life, man. That's good, bro. What are some of your goals, man, as a producer? Because I know you started doing live shows.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you would kill it live show.
Yeah.
But just what are some of your like personal goals, man, and where you see yourself going 5 to 10 years from now?
Yeah, some of my goals right now, as far as music, I really have a huge desire to make the brand of producer, the term producer, into a bigger thing. So I love how like certain dudes are setting the standards now, where it's like Calvin Harris or Steve Aoki or David Guetta. They have their brand name now, where you could release a song and the producer has more shine. Because back then, producers just always stayed the background, and now there's just a stage for them to do even more. So when it comes to like doing live DJ sets and stuff like that, I really enjoy that because now I get to see what's going on with the crowd. Now I'm not just stuck inside the studio. When I'm out performing the songs, I get to see what works, what doesn't work, and I also get to interact with the fans because now it's better. Now I'm understanding, oh, this is what people really enjoy as far as sound-wise for me. Now I understand what I can craft better in. So I really want to be able to take the brand of Gawvi and make it something be able to hold its own, where I could do whatever I want, whether it's performing a beat on stage or, releasing a shirt or something. But Gavi being an artist, even with me, even doing hooks, I did hooks on Social Club's latest album, Misfits 2, where I got to sing on it. I'm not a singer, but I just like being creative. I love being creative,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's where I'm going.
When you do these live sets, do you DJ like with turntables too?
Yeah, so I bring some tables, and then I'll scratch a little bit. I mostly do a lot of the production live, so that they can get like a cool vibe with it. And I'll be doing all my hits that I have in my library. You
got a lot of hits, man.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
What's your favorite song you've ever produced?
I get asked that all the time. I don't even know how to answer that. It's hard because I've produced a lot of songs that I've really enjoyed, and I don't have a favorite one.
You don't have one that's just like us. So if I said, okay, here's a better question.
Okay.
I'm an alien from another planet.
Yeah.
And people, I come to Earth, and I've never heard of Christian hip hop, never heard of anything.
Wow.
And it's like, man, there's this guy Gawvi. He's crazy producer. Okay. And I said, okay, give me 5 songs.
5 songs.
What 5 would you want me to have?
That I produce.
That you produced.
I would probably do the latest stuff because I don't want to show you something old.
You don't want nothing dated, right?
I don't know. I'll probably start showing stuff that I did last year with Andy and Trip and Lecrae and Social and KB. I'll probably do 5 songs from all those albums. And Tadashi. Can't leave him out.
Yeah, that Earthquakes is rocking right now.
Yeah, I love that joint.
Yeah, that joint's rocking right now. Was that a joint you made in the studio with him? Earthquakes?
It actually was. He gave me vocals to a song, and he said, I need a new beat to this. And I think before it was we're gonna bring the bombs down or something. I don't remember. I don't want to say the words incorrectly, but I wanted to take what he was trying to communicate, and I actually started singing on the microphone, Earthquakes in here, and then I had the guy Dimitri come in to sing in the hook, and he wrote a couple of the pre-hook and stuff like that. So that's how that song came up.
Okay, what about Cops?
Cops, that was one of those moments where the album was about to close, and I made this beat, and I was like, Marty, I told Marty, I was like, look, you have to put this song on your album. If you don't put it on, you're crazy. And he heard it, and literally that night he wrote his verse. He was spazzing out.
Okay, Coogee Sweater.
That was I think I just made I made the beat around that same time too. And I told him the same thing. He has to put this on his album. And he said, this is going to be the song that Andy's going to be on. So then that happened. Wow. And it was dope, yeah. Marty, let me tell you got to understand, Marty from Social Club.
That album is totally different without those 2 records, bro.
I appreciate that, man. Marty from Social Club and Fern, those guys, both of them, those guys are geniuses. Like, I look up to them a lot. They're my brothers. They definitely know what they're doing.
Oh yeah, they definitely know what they're doing, man. Yeah. KB Undefeated.
Yes. G-Rock had originally made the beat. Okay. The song was pretty much there in the works, and KB came in and said, "Hey, I want to see if you could add some sounds to this, just to bring it up to a different level." So I did a lot of the things that are on the hook part, where it's the synths and stuff like that, and then I recorded my voice saying "Undefeated," and that's how that song came up. Just adding certain elements to brighten up the song a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay, Lecrae Nothing.
Lecrae Nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, we were inside the room, and I was telling Lecrae about. This is at the time period where DJ Muscle was like popping like crazy. Like he was the guy. Yep. And I was listening back to old hip hop songs, and I just loved the melody of that Looney's track. And I was like, Cray, wouldn't it be like crazy if we did this concept to this, beat and bam, 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 bam. And just the vision was so amazing. Like both me and him, we were vibing out together. So then I made the beat and I presented it to him. And at first he was like, a little shaky, like, will this work out? And once he heard the beat, he was like, oh, I have to put this on my album. And it was fun. It was fun.
Say I Won't.
Say I Won't. This is an interesting story. Literally, when Anomaly was about to be closed, it has to be turned in for masters. They're listening to Say I Won't. They're fixing the song, finishing a few mixes, but it has to be turned in for masters that day. I come into the office in the studio, and they're like, hey, Gavi, we need you to do some synths and stuff like that inside this beat, and you only got 10 minutes. And I was like, oh, okay. I haven't heard the song, nothing. I was like, how am I gonna do this? So I'm listening to the joint, and I loved what Ty Shane had done to the beat. So I try to add some elements to it to just give it more of a fun vibe. Andy was really walking me down through it, like, hey, I don't want this to feel like huge and that Kanye West godly feel. I just want it to be a fun vibe. So I added some stuff in the verses. I did the hook. And then, everything Ty Shane did was most of the beat, and it was amazing. But yeah, I only had 10 minutes, and at the end, we had to mix it together, me and Joseph Palazzi from Reach, and then we had to turn it in. And I'd never mixed a song, so I hated that. I was like, oh, is this going to sound good? But it ended up being a lot of people's favorite song, so that was cool.
That was the first song you ever mixed?
Yeah, as far as like on the spot, like I had to mix, the vocals with the beat real quick. Like it was mixed already, but adding the new sounds, I was like, I don't even know if this is gonna be professional.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a last minute thing.
Okay, You Can't Stop Me.
You Can't Stop Me was amazing. That was a week where Andy Mineo, me, Alex. Was JR here? I know JR was here for a couple sessions, but I think it was just Alex Medina and me inside the studio at that time. And Alex Medina started on this beat, and I was in Studio A, he was in Studio B, and we just kept on going back and forth through the room, just helping out Andy with his album. And then Alex was like, hey, I want you to add some sounds to this. And then actually before all that, Andy's explaining this vision that he has of he just wants to yell out, you can't stop me, like something like a Jim Carrey type of thing. And then it ended up Marty from Social Club, he yelled it, which sold the whole song, which was amazing. But yeah, I just added a lot of sounds to Alex's beat, which we did pretty much 50-50 with a lot of things on that beat, which I was excited about.
Yeah. Walk me through, man, like just the collaborative process that is. You hear it a lot on a lot of the Reach albums, and I think it's raised the level of production from where it has, man. But just being able to kind of come in and either you adding stuff to other people's beats, or maybe I don't know if it's even in the reverse. Sometimes people are adding stuff to beats that you started, because I know a lot of times, man, like. Production, DJing, when you're like a public person, man, there's like a pride part. You're like, man, I don't want nobody to add nothing to my beat. Yeah. And it's like, just walk us through that, bro.
Yeah, I dealt with, I had to check my pride a lot in the beginning when I first started my contract with Reach, where I didn't understand, I was never a guy to collaborate with producers. I didn't like it. I did it a few times, but it was never something I was like, hey, I want to collab with somebody. Mostly because of the era that I grew up in, when I never heard of Timbaland saying, hey, I want to make a beat with you, Kanye. I never heard of Kanye saying, hey, I want to make a beat with you or with Pharrell. Like, they all did their thing. So for me, stepping in, I was like, I don't want to do that. But then I had to check myself a lot because, you know, it could have been pride. It could have been my ego saying, you know, maybe I'm too good or this is not right or something. I don't know what it may have been, but the end result of understanding that, you know, a lot of these songs that I have collaborated with people really have impacted, you know, a lot of people in their lives, you know, makes me step back and be like, well, there's a bigger picture than me just seeing produced by Gavi. Like, I don't care about that. I want to be able to accomplish the end goal. The end goal is, hey, you know, Andy stepping up to me, hey, I have this vision, I have this concept, you know, I really want to execute this song. I have to be able to know, you know, either I'm going to be the producer or I'm going to be a team player and help out in any way and execute that vision for him. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to be, you know, a way of helping a lot of people and just being able to execute visions for a lot of these artists. But I will say I prefer producing on my own, which I did appreciate that Trip let me do a full album of his, which was crazy. I never had that like that in that capacity where Trip had it. But yeah.
Wow. I heard when you guys recorded that, man, it was like y'all kept it like top secret, like nobody could even hear it either.
The Rise?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the beginning, we were very like secretive about it because it was our baby, it was our jam. We held it off for like a year. And then towards the process where it was getting closer, where we needed to start mixing some of the songs, that's when we started opening up some of the songs for some of the guys here at the office. And they were listening to it, and they loved it. They got to see the vision.
Wow. It's dope.
Yeah.
It's dope, bro. Man, dude, will we ever see a Gavi album?
Yes, I really want to do a Gavi album. You know, I've been talking to Ben over here at Reach. He's the guy that runs a lot of the things here.
Yep.
Ben, he's approached me and asked me if I want to do an album or something. Not that, you know, I'm giving news that I'm going to do it or anything, but, you know, it's an idea in the air where there's a possibility that I could do it. Right now I have a lot of albums I got to finish and projects I got to finish for Reach and other people as well. But as soon as I get time available for me, I know I definitely want to accomplish that and get a lot of friends of mine to, you know, collaborate in that project. I think that would be a crazy album. Like, I have so much like I want to release into an album like that I think I'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that'd be amazing, bro. I think that'd be amazing. What are you working on right now? I know you got some records on Derek's album that's coming out this Tuesday on Empire. But what else you working on, bro?
Yeah, so I just got on Derek Minor's album. I started working on Andy Mineo's new album that he's going to be releasing. Don't know the date yet. I started working on Tedashi's new project that he's working on. He's, you know, writing a lot right now. Working on KB's album as well. I was going to do Social Club, the new album that they're about to release. But I had gotten so busy towards the end of the year last year where Social Club, those dudes, man, they love to just release new music, which is amazing. So I wasn't able to go at their pace. Like, I wanted to really sit down and do something really creative. But those guys are thinking 10 times faster than me. But they got to they got to link up with one of their main producers, D-Flow. I think Ray King might be part of it too, but you know, they've been home team for a while, so I know they're cooking up something amazing on this new album. But we've definitely had the desires to do something this year where it's just Gavi and Social Club, probably an EP or something like that. So that'll probably come out soon, maybe in the summertime or end of the year.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then there's other projects I can't talk about.
I heard Butter P's working. You doing some stuff with her too?
Yes. Butter P is definitely working. I love that woman. She's amazing. Her and her husband have been involved in my life forever, since I was like 13, 14 years old. But yeah, she's been releasing a lot of things. She's also working with D-Flow as well. And then me and her, we got a couple tracks. We're just, trying to get it right. And when she comes out, I'm telling you, she's gonna be beast. She's gonna take over a lot. She definitely has a message that needs to get out too. So I'm excited for when she comes out with her stuff.
Yeah. So I gotta ask you this, man. Who's winning the Super Bowl?
I'm not really into football right now. I don't even know what's going on.
You working too hard, brother.
That's how crazy it is. Like, I don't even know what's going on in football. I feel horrible. I'm sorry, I can't answer that.
Okay, well look, let's bring you up to speed. Seahawks and the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. So I already know Judah Smith is going crazy because he loves the Seahawks. I don't know. That's tough. That's a tough one. I love Patriots. I think I might go with Patriots.
Then you going with the Patriots? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I hope I don't lose some fans with that.
I'm saying you might lose a lot of Christian fans, man, because people was on the Russell Wilson bandwagon hard right now. It almost made him Tebow. He not quite Tebow, but I'm just saying.
Look, I will say this.
That's good.
I will say this. Even if we're on the struggle, my team will always be the Lakers. If you want to talk about basketball, I can talk about basketball.
Hold on. See, I always knew there was something special about you, man.
There you go.
I couldn't put my you a Lakers fan,
there
man.
You go. Tell me you're a Lakers fan too.
Come on, of course.
All right. I've been telling my wife, I'm like, man, there has to be, before Kobe retires, I have to go see a Lakers game. Like, I will be very depressed about life if I don't see a Lakers game. I've never been to one game at all, ever.
Oh, yeah, you got to make that happen, bro. When they play the Hawks or something, man, you got to make that happen.
Yeah. Like, right before Michael Jordan retired, I got to go see his last game when he played him in the Wizards against Miami. Although that wasn't, his highlight season, still was amazing to see him walk into the stadium and the whole place you just feel a whole presence, like everybody just going crazy. It was Michael Jordan. And Kobe, I feel like, he's up there. That's one of my favorite players ever.
Yeah, the one Lakers game I've been to is when, before the Nets moved to Brooklyn, they played a year in Newark.
Okay.
And one of my dudes, he buys these 15-game season tickets for the Nets every year. And so, yeah, man. So we went to a Lakers joint, man. It was like, yo. Like, and the crazy thing is, it's like the Nets were horrible that year. So it's like Kobe took the first half off. Then the second half, he had like 25. You know what I mean? Like, he was just killing it. Yeah, so.
I'm trying to tweet Jeremy Lin like, yo, I know you're a Reach Records fan. Come on, hook a brother up with some tickets.
Give me some tickets.
Get me on the low key real quick.
Oh, man, I love it, man. Well, look, bro, we gonna be on the lookout for that Gawvi album, man, because I know it's coming soon, man. I know it's coming at some point. And dude, seriously, you own 2014, man.
Wow,
and,
thank you.
I can't wait to see what you cooking this year, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. Gabi, get him. Wait on radio show, y'all.
On the Wait On Radio Show. On the Wait On Radio. On the Wait On Radio Show. Where it's much more than music, it's ministry.